son, not present. Dr. Amar Patnaik ji. Dr. Amar Patnaik ji.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as Honorable Minister started by talking about corruption, so there's no undenying fact that corruption has not only economic cost, but also a very heavy and huge social cost. In fact, the United Nations estimates that developing countries will lose around $1.26 trillion to corruption, bribery, theft, tax evasion, and money laundering every year. Moreover, sir, most important, that because of corruption, governments lose trust of their citizens. And that is, I think, the most important point which was picked up by Odisha's Chief Minister, Sri Naveen Patnaik, in ensuring a corrupt-free government in Odisha for so many years now. Now, what has he done? For the first time, I think anyway, in the last year, he announced that it is not only government officials, but even political functionaries of our party will have to file annual returns, property returns with the loci. So far, about 150 government servants have either been dismissed or removed, or other action has been taken against them. We are also aware that more than 40 ministers, his own ministers, were dropped by Sri Naveen Patnaik during the last so many years of his government in Odisha. Within the party, sir, very recently, he removed an ex-minister on charges not of anti-party activities, but of anti-people activities. Now, since this bill, in the statement of objects and reasons, states, effectively tackling corruption and financial crimes is essential for realization of economic and social rights of people and for maintaining their faith in institutions of governance. Therefore, since there is a marriage of thoughts of our Honorable Chief Minister with the statement of objects of the bill, we support the bill. While supporting the bill, our case is also that there should be a robust and a non-biased, strong, independent, fair investigating agencies in this country, mechanism in this country, part of the executive, like the CBI and the ED. So the current legislation which has been introduced is only an enabling provision made with the intention, at par with some of the developed countries of the world, that 2-year tenure is the minimum tenure, but it is too short probably for going after certain cases which require long-term involvement of the highest authorities of that particular organization. But there are allegations of motivated action taken by some of these agencies. So there is a theory which was given by Professor Robert Kleitgard. He says, of Rand Corporation, he says, corruption is equal to monopolies plus discretion minus accountability. So if you have discretion even in these organizations, if you do not have accountability in these organizations well laid out, then there will be corruption even in these organizations. And therefore, our interest, while supporting the bill, we would like to bring to the notice of government through you, sir, that the action of these organizations should be independent, should be fair, should appear to be fair as well, and should also ensure that there is no corruption by functionaries of that organization themselves. In this connection, sir, I would like to bring certain issues relating to delay aspects, sir. We have recently the Supreme Court decided to review the performance of the CBI. And the fact and the figures which were given by the CBI itself suggest that there are 500 cases which are pending for more than 20 years being investigated. There are 921 cases between 15 and 20 years. There are 2,908 cases between 5 to 10 years. Now, this is not all attributable to the organization itself. There are reasons for it. And the reasons are, some of the reasons, and the prime reason, both in ED and CBI, is the staff shortages. Now, this is something where the government can itself take proactive action to explicitly ensure that their legislative and their executive intent is expressed by giving staff to these organizations to complete these trials so that justice is actually done. And these organizations appear to be fair. The processes within these organizations to initiate a case, to record a case, to decide the course of investigation, to decide which are the cases which has to be taken to prosecution, which are the cases to be closed. I know they are already there within the system as SOPs, but I think there is a need for re-looking at that so that there are no allegations of motivated action by these agencies against so-called political opponents or economic opponents for any reason whatsoever. We have to also ensure, sir, that the ED, which has been doing since 2012, I thought the data suggests that the ED has done extremely good work since 2016 and 17 in not only registering cases, also by ensuring the logical conclusion of at least filing the prosecution. So far, sir, the value of assets under PAO confirmed by the adjudicating authority is 46,985 crore, which is not a mean achievement at all. It is a signal salute to the organization. But these organizations will retain the confidence of the people, will retain the confidence of all political parties only if they act fairly, if they appear to be acting fairly and independently. Therefore, sir, while supporting the bill, I would like to reiterate that the government should ensure that the processes within the organizations and the action taken by these organizations, which are coming to the public, should appear to be fair, just, and independent. The courts, there should be very little interference by the courts to say at a later date that the action of this organization in particular case has been motivated. It is better that these organizations, right from the beginning, follow a process which is transparent, as the Honorable Minister said, and they are made accountable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Umar Patnaik ji. Dr. M. Thambidurai, please.
Sir. Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir, for giving the opportunity to speak on this bill moved by the Honorable Minister.